Hi everyone, let's talk makeup. Today I have my weekly favorites, and I do have an unfavorite, or not so favorite. So let's get right into them. This should be really short actually, because I don't have a lot of favorites. I've mainly been working on using up some products, and so it's a bit boring. But I found some things that I really have been loving this week. And first up is the Milani powder blush in Tea Rose. This is one of those beautiful, beautiful rose designed ones, and I really have been loving this. I've worn it a couple of times this week, and it's just a really pretty pink color. It's not bright pink, but it's noticeable pink and just perfect for spring and summer. Well, perfect for any time really, but I've really been loving it. And just how awesome is it to dip your brush into such a beautiful design. I love it when companies do these kinds of designs on their products. It just makes it extra pretty and special, and I think that's part of the point of makeup, is that the routine of it for me is just relaxing, and I love having these beautiful products, and I don't know, I've just really been loving this. So and they're now part of their permanent collection. So let me know. They have another one. They have a corally one and a kind of more natural tone one. Let me know if you've picked any of these up. I do want to pick up the rest of them, but I've been, limiting myself. But I've been loving this a lot this week. Next up is foundation, actually. This is the Kat Von D Laka Tattoo Powder Foundation in medium 57. In this guy is a product I've been trying to use up, but I have really been loving it. It's been really special this week because I have primarily been wearing it over liquid foundation, just with a big fluffy brush, so it's just a light dusting to help with the oil control on my face, because I have very oily skin. But this guy also surprised me this week, because one day I was in a hurry. I needed to get to an appointment, and so I didn't have a lot of time to, do a full face of makeup. So what I did real quick was put concealer in my under eyes and then dust my entire face with a much denser brush with this powder foundation, and it was divine. I'm not a huge powder foundation lover, but it just gave me a really nice, fresh looking, springy look. And I just really liked it that day. I thought the look was really great, and it was all because of this foundation. So this is really gold star this week. So next up is the Too Faced Pretty Rebel palette, and this is not a new palette. This came out last year and was limited edition, but you can still find it places actually, and it's been spotted at Nordstrom Rack, and last time I checked it was still available on the Too Faced website. So this is still available. Also, if you don't have if you have the palette, the last holiday palette from Too Faced, a lot of the shades are in there or are very similar. So as you can see, this is a very bright, fun palette. It does have, some nice neutrals over here, and those are the ones that I've mainly been gravitating towards. But this is the palette I chose this year to try to pan, because I have tons of palettes. I love eyeshadow, and I thought, you know what, it's time to see if I can finish one. And so this is the one I chose because I had not been using it a lot. And mainly, Too Faced shadows are very pigmented, so like you can tell I'm charming. I've been using it almost every single day since January 1st, and there's hardly a dip in it. Too Faced shadows are just very pigmented, and you don't need a lot to create for them to show up on your eyes. But lately I had been bored with this palette because I've been using it almost every day. And so this week I was trying to figure out ways to make it more interesting, especially with girly. So I've been playing with like mixing other shadows. For example, I really like mixing Totally Fetch and Girly, because it creates a really pretty, more subtle pink. So the challenge this week for me was girly. How do I use girly and make it fun and interesting? And what I've been doing is putting it on top of cream eyeshadows. And cream shadows that have already some sort of other glitter or color to them. So primarily I've been using the ColourPop shadows, because those have a creamy texture, they have glitter, and they're really interesting shadows. And so I thought, let's play with mixing, and it's actually worked really, really well. I think my favorite combination was using a mace. I think it's a mace. Putting it on my eyelid, and then packing on girly on top. And you know, because each of those cream shadows has a different tones and colors and different types of glitter in it, it brings out different aspects of girly. Oh, so watch it really quick, because girly is a really interesting duochrome shadow. You can see right there, and so it has a possibility to give you different kinds of looks. And so I've really, really been loving that this week. So my next favorite is really a bit of a surprise for me. It's the Laura Mercier contour palette. Yes, what is it called? Flawless Contouring Palette. And this is actually a really, really great contouring palette. I am not a contouring person. I don't like contouring. I don't like the really heavy contouring look. It's just, I think it looks great on other people, but it's just not really for me. And so, but I bought the Laura Mercier contouring palette to, you know, give it a try, see if I could learn the technique, and kind of just mostly for technique purposes. And so I've been using this, and it's actually possible to contour and just get a really subtle look out of it. And so for that, I've really been loving this. Oops, got shadow all over my pants. But so what I've been doing is using, let me show you, using this medium contour. Is it called? Yes, contour medium number 2. I use that on the cheekbones, and then I use contour number 1 on my forehead and around my chin area. And I'll lay it on, I'll buff it out, and then I put on my foundation. And I saw a makeup artist. I can't remember which makeup artist I saw doing that, and it just looked really nice and subtle. So I've been trying that technique, and it's really been working for me. I think like someone who is probably not into makeup can't tell that I've been contouring, but it still gives me a more definition in my face. And so I've really been loving it. So now I am all about the contouring, I guess, because thanks to this palette. And this is a good palette for many different skin tones, I feel. Like contour number 1 would be great for lighter skin tones. The contour medium has been great for me to use on my cheekbones, but if I wanted a more chiseled contouring look and more stark contrast, I could use contour deep number 3 to do that with. Or it could, I think, provide a more natural look on deeper skin tones. And by the way, this is what I have on right now. I have the cream highlight and the cream contour. Contour number 2 on my cheeks and 1 on the rest of all over my face. So highly recommend this if you like a more subtle contouring look, or want to use cream contour and you haven't done it before, because I had not done any cream contouring before this, and it worked really, really good for me. So finally we get to the not so favorite. So really a fail this week has been the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination Color Correcting Illuminating Full Coverage Cream. This is the box it came in. It does have SPF 50. It was part of the QVC Today Special Value Kit a couple of weeks back, and that kit really wasn't that great or noteworthy if you already had that face disc that came with it, but I didn't have the face disc and had been wanting to try it. And the kit also came with 2 brushes, and the IT Cosmetic brushes are divine, and plus it came with this. So for me, the kit was worth it. because this is really what I wanted to try. I do have really oily skin, so I normally stay away from anything that says illumination because it tends to just give me greasy face. But this is It Cosmetics, and I thought, well, you know, I really like the regular one, so maybe this one will work for me as well. And no, it did not work for me. And why did it not work for me? Because it has micro glitter in it. Literally, the foundation is full of glitter. What the hell? It's just like, I'm sure there's a market for that, and maybe it's good for like a girl's night out or for going out to a party. But okay, I'm not gonna return the kit because I really like the brushes. I really like the face disc, and so I have been trying to figure out how to use this. And the way it does work for me is to mix it with a regular CC cream. So if I mix the two, it actually does give you a nice subtle glow. The glitter is invisible, and that's the way I will be using this one. But I just have to say, this on its own, not good. I mean, unless you're going to some sort of Twilight convention or Twilight party and you want to look like a Twilight vampire, this is your thing. Yes, there you go. For Twilight parties, this will give you the Twilight vampire look. But for me, on an everyday basis, no thank you. Unless I mix it with something else. So yes, that is it for me. Please don't forget to thumbs up the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you feel like seeing more of my videos. But for now, I will just see you next time. Bye.